Hey everybody, welcome back to Kill by Daylight. It's that time again. Comes about, well, typically it's every 3 months, but sometimes it's like every month and a half, unless there's like a certain writer that gets added or a certain killer doll that gets added. Then it's like every month and a half, but typically it's 3 months. It's new chapter day, PTB for 7.6.0, chapter 31? Question mark? I think we're getting new survivor, new killer, new map. That's a rarity, so that's really neat. Before we go over that, I just gotta say, for me, this is the scariest chapter ever. Like I said, for me personally, it's all about that setting. It's all about Green Peaks Road. Checks notes. Yeah, Green Peaks Road. It's all about the setting. I live in upstate New York. I think I've said it before on this channel. I've said it before on both channels. But I live in upstate New York in a little town. So little, in fact, it's not even considered a town. It's a hamlet. Yeah, that's a thing. Basically, a hamlet is it's a town, but it's so small in either size or population or both that it's not really considered a town. It's a hamlet of a town. Yeah, I didn't know what that was or that could exist until I was taking security classes back in high school a few towns over, and when getting to the town, it said, hey, you're now entering the hamlet of insert town name here. Yeah, that's a thing, I guess. I didn't know what it was, but here we are. But Green Peaks Road, as it is described in the amazing, absolutely fantastic analog horror, cryptid, creepy pasta teasers we got, is almost a one-to-one for my town, complete with it being surrounded by nothing but forest, nothing but the woods, nothing but trees, and the last stop before the highway is our diner. So it is very close to home, almost. You know what? Let me show you. Okay. It is currently 10:47 p.m. of the day of the PTB, and I just took this photo of my backyard. You kind of get a reason why I think this is the scariest chapter ever for me personally. I see this every night. You're probably thinking like I live in the middle of nowhere, miles from civilization, when that's not really the case. I'm surrounded by civilization. The main part of town is within walking distance. It's like a 5-minute walk. Not too bad on nice days, not snow barren days like that. But none of that kind of matters when this is all I see, right? And if I make, like, you can see, like, there's a tree. That's a tree. That's the motion sensor, by the way. So that's motion activated light. That's cool. But yeah, this is what I see every night, man. I go to the kitchen to get something. I'm half expecting like a fucking goat demon, Jersey Devil, Wendigo, something to be like fucking staring back at me and be like, oh hey, the abyss has finally started to stare back, I guess. You know, some nights I sit in my room with the window open editing, and it's not uncommon to hear random growls or howling or whatever the fuck a bobcat sounds like. The mimicking of a screaming child? Yeah, that's pretty fucked up to hear at 3 a.m. Quite haunting. When it snows, like it has been, it's the winter in upstate New York. Holy shit, snow. I actually have to shovel the kennel we have for our doggos. I have to shovel that so they can get out in the morning to make their pees and poos. You know? That's just, it's kind of a routine thing. But at the dead of night, 3 in the morning, not a soul around. I'm the only person awake in the house, at least my knowledge. There's no noise except for the snow falling to the ground and hitting, like, you know, getting compacted on snow, you know. Except for the noises from the woods. You know? It's creepy. It is chilling. And it's not just the temperature, right? If I had the balls to go out and film at night in the woods, I could probably make a terrifying analog horror series that would rival Greylock and Mandela Catalog. And believe me, I got some fucked up ideas. Just not the balls. Like, you don't know, like, what's back here. Like you can see the chain, the fence there to keep the doggos in the yard. It ends like right over there. It's not that big of a yard, but the darkness looks like it. And like you squint, you go, oh, what's that over there? Oh, what's that over there? Oh, it's just normal man. Just Norman. He's just here chilling, man. Hey, Norman, what you doing there? I'm okay. I'm doing good, right? I've lost my fucking marbles. The chapter, though. Like, that's what I see, right? I don't know if... Uh-oh, I broke it. Yeah, go to external site. Hell yeah, give me those good viruses behavior. Right? I don't know if this dude is staring back at me. Right? I don't know that. So this is like a terrifying chapter for me. But it also looks really kick-ass. It might be one of the best ones ever, right? We got a new perk type. That's what I wanted from this year. So the fact that we're starting the year with a new perk type for Survivor, I was kind of hoping that Killer and Survivor would get one at the same time, but that's not the case. That's fine. Invocation, this... Oh, man. I am not sure about this one, Chief. Invocations require survivors to activate a salt circle in the basement. On activation, a penalty is paid in exchange for a large boost. That boost is actually quite large with our first one, Invocation. Weaving Spiders. It takes 2 minutes of simultaneous activation. The thing is, other survivors... Oh, man, that's my country accent coming out. Oh, no, boy. Hell yeah, brother. Yep. Others losing marbles. They're on the floor currently. Other survivors will see your aura during this and can actually join in on the ongoing interaction, increasing the speed by 50% each. So if you get 2 people to help you, it's cut in half, right? Right? That's how that works. Instead of 120 seconds, probably 60 seconds. And you got another person, it's probably down to 30, so on and so forth. But that requires everybody to be in the basement at the same time. Right? If they have an invocation perk equipped, they increase it by 100% instead. So you can really get this done really quick. But once it is completed, you become injured and broken for the rest of the trial, but all gens instantly gain 15 charges. My knowledge, if I'm remembering correctly, who checks that stuff? Nobody really. It's on the toolboxes, I know that. But I believe Generator has 90 charges. So that's actually a pretty big boost. That's like, what, a full eighth? Right? 15, 15, 30, 60, 90? So yeah, about a sixth. That's pretty good. And it disables all invocation perks for all survivors. So if you do it and your friend has invocation, disables it. I'm assuming that's just if they have weaving spiders, like if the anniversary chapter kind of seems like it's going to be a wild one, if the leaker who's been leaking stuff is actually now proven to be true, it's going to be wild. But if we get another invocation thing and you run both of these, I'm assuming weaving spiders is the only one that gets disabled. You do have this big trade-off, so it is actually very, very balanced, in my opinion. You become injured and broken for the rest of the trial. Rest of the trial, you got no mither. Cool. You're an easy target now. But if I'm assuming this would be good in late game scenarios where you use this and the last 2 gens, or maybe that last generator gets an extra 15 charges, and that's enough, right? That's enough to put it over the limit and get it done. Maybe you see your teammate working on a gen and it's about 10% left. There's 10% left, and you and your buddy go to the basement. You invocate for 60 seconds. Boom. They're in a chase, doesn't matter. That generator is done without anybody touching it. 2 minutes is a long time. Broken and injured is quite a heavy penalty to be paid in blood, apparently. But the effect is good. I don't think it's going to be used ever. But what do I know? Strength and Shadows. When in the basement, there's a theme here. It activates, unlocks the Strength and Shadows ability, which allows you to heal without a medkit for 60% of your normal healing speed. And when you do finish that in the basement, you see the killer's aura for 10 seconds. Okay, it's self-care, but a little bit better. And a lot better. So, the only thing is you gotta be in the basement. Everybody's been saying the same thing, that Territorial Imperative is going to be the must-run perk for the first, like, 2 weeks. But we'll have to see once it comes out. Wicked, we don't know what it's going to do right now, right? The effect listed below are how the perk functions on PTB, but this effect will be changed before the update goes live. That is because with this, you get tokens for a max of 5. For each token, you recover from Mangled 20% faster. They are skipping ahead a little bit. They are now making it so Mangled goes away after a certain time. From 60 to 90 seconds, depending on how it is applied or whatever their description is, right? I'm assuming Sloppy Butcher will be 90 seconds. And then, like, some of these add-ons will be 60 seconds, maybe 45. That sort of thing. Basically, making Wicked useless. It's useless as is, because you don't know if the killer's gonna be running Mangled. And, like, you have to spend time in the basement to get a token. Cool. And while affected by the curse status effect, you heal 10% faster. So if they have a Hex Totem, then you get a healing thing, but nobody runs Hexes, and you don't know if they're running Mangled. Her perks are kinda D tier. Her best one being Strength and Shadows, I think, because it's healing, you don't need a med kit, you could bring a flashlight, or a key, or a map for some reason, or nothing at all, and you can heal in the basement. And then you see the killer's aura for 10 seconds, and it's not like once per trial. D tier, D plus, maybe? At the very best. The killer is weird. Very weird. He's got a grenade that he throws out of his chest. Pussy is, why'd I want to say that? Because that's what it is. He has a... I'll stop talking. I'm gonna stop talking. Because I'll say things and... Oops. But he launches a bouncing grenade, a projectile, it's a grenade, creates a blast AoE upon impact. They become hindered if touched by the UVX. Apparently it's Untitled Venom X or some shit like that. While airborne. I don't know. That's a weird way to phrase it. Survivors touching the blast area become weakened. Weakened survivors lose health states if touching touched by a blast area. They lose weakened by successfully staring down the unknown. That's our new killer, by the way. I'm gonna call him Normal Man, because that's what he is. Hallucinations, he kind of just shits out copies of himself every so often. Okay, that's what the survivors interact with to get rid of their weakened status. Okay, it also doesn't say here, but yeah, it kind of implies that weakened survivors lose a health state if they're touched by a blast area, so you have to hit them, apply the effect, and then they have to be hit by the effect again. We're back to Nemesis, one of the worst ability designs in the game. But this one doesn't last very long. I think, from what I've seen, it goes away automatically, and it kind of sucks. Hallucinations, you can then teleport to them. That's pretty neat. Weakened survivors take longer to dispel. If dispel is not completed, survivors become weakened and trigger killer instinct. So if they fuck up however they do it, you know where they are. His perks are, I would say, C plus to B. Just plain old B, like not B minus, not B plus. Unbound, it activates for 30 seconds after survivor becomes injured by any means. After vaulting a window, you gain 5% haste for 10 seconds. This effect cannot stack with itself. 5%, not much. 10 seconds is not enough, and the prereq to injure somebody... Cool, you might not get that chance, depending on how you're playing and how they are playing. That's about all I got. Just run that Wesker perk that lets you vault really fast. or run Bamboozle. Just run Bamboozle, right? Unforeseen. We have a naming convention here. When you perform a break action on a generator, when you kick it, your terror radius transfers to the generator for 30 seconds, and its radius is set to 32 meters. You are then undetectable for that duration, and then it goes on cooldown for 30 seconds. That's the B tier one. That's gonna be really useful. That's really good, I think. You kick a gen, it now gains your terror radius, and you are undetectable for those 30 seconds. That's pretty good. It's like Trail of Torment, but, like, it also, like, can make the survivors, like, a little cautious. Like, oh man, his terror radius here. Where is he, though? Especially if you just shit out a hallucination next to a gen. That could be, like, a good mind game tactic. I think that's going to be really good. Undone, I know some people are freaking out about it. Okay, when you perform a break action on a generator, if you have any tokens, you consume them all. For each token consumed, the gen loses 1% total progress and become blocks for 1 second per token. Once it's unblocked, it starts regressing, goes on cooldown for 60 seconds. Oh, by the way, to get tokens, survivors have to miss a healing or repair skill check, and then you gain 3 tokens up to 30. I know that. Oh my god, 30 tokens. You kick a gen, now it loses an extra 30%, so it's like 45%, and it's blocked for 30 seconds. Oh my god! Bruh, decent. I'm sorry, anybody that hasn't just started playing the game are very rarely going to miss skill checks or healing skill checks. That's not that good. In my opinion, this will probably get, like, nerfed, like the total tokens that you can gain. Because yeah, if that other team is sucking and you're like, granted, you could sneak up on them with Unforeseen and get the jump on them, and they'll just let go of the gen, and a skill check will happen, and it's a failure because that's how the goddamn game works, and it's annoying when it happens. Then yeah, you can stack up to 18 tokens, maybe, and then the next gen you kick loses 33% instead of the normal 15 or something like that. I don't think this is gonna get much value. Like, I've seen footage, I think it was JRM's video, where he's running it and, like, through the entire match, didn't get a single token. That becomes useless at that point. Well, it kind of sucks. I know people are freaking out about it, like, oh man, this is gonna be very problematic. I'll set it. I don't see it, though. I don't see it. Greenville Square, that's our new map. New section of the Withered Isle has opened up to the players. Very different environment from what we've previously seen from that realm. Feature a brand new set of tiles, including a new main building, the theater. It looks very cool. Make sure to explore all of its layers. Look out for the statue where 2 familiar friends would meet up and leave their mark. What does it mean, and where will it bring us next? No one ever came back to tell us. So that is a reference to our new survivor, Sable Ward, her, our new goth waifu, and Michaela. This realm technically doubles as Michaela's realm, because we'll look at some footage. This is already a 20-minute video, Jesus Christ. We'll look at some footage very quickly. We'll go watch it at 17 times speed. But on the side of the building, it is an advertisement, or just blatantly saying, hey, Moonstone Cafe. That's the coffee shop in lore that Michaela worked at. And even in, I think it was Dweet. Let me find it. This. They were, like, I agree with this. It's actually so smart that they put this outfit right before the chapter, because we all assumed it was referring to Julian. I don't know who the fuck that is. Not the new survivor. This is in the Rift. This is her Rift outfit. It's an okay one. It's okay at best. Popcorn Classic Collection. She met her best friend at the cinema for a matinee Thursday and an afternoon of classic horror movies. That is referring to one Miss Sable Ward. I think that's rather neat. And there is a thing on the map that says, like, Sable X Michaela, and everybody's like, yeah, sure, they're just friends. Yep, Mangle, I already gave my thoughts on. Oh no, Compound 33, it's nerfed again. Good. Cool. The clown, holy shit, he can have up to 9 bottles now. Why? They giga buffed my boy. They buffed, Demo a little bit. Kinda. Doctor, they basically made some, Discipline Class 3 and Carter's Notes. Base kit? Like, they had to nerf them because now it's partially base kit, and also that one other one that increases the range of it. That's neat. Ag, they buffed for some reason. That's crazy. Huntress, they buffed for some reason. Pig, they actually buffed. Holy shit. That's crazy. The one thing they didn't touch is her stealth thing. Like, I wish she lost her terror radius completely when crouching. Like, instantly. Because it kind of sucks. She's a stealth killer that doesn't really have stealth. That's... you don't want her to be like Ghostface or Wraith, but, come on. But they made her crouching and uncrouching speeds better. Her ambush feel better, so that's pretty cool. I just want to say I love everything about this boy. I'm gonna refer to him as a boy because that's what his base model is. I do know that it was confirmed by leaks that they actually have 2 sets of voices in them, a male and a female voice laid on top of each other. So that sets up like crazy cosmetic situations. Also goes to that leaker saying that it's gonna be something like Legion. But I just love the noise. That noise. Why the axe though? I missed a part. So great, so creepy and good, and I love everything about this chapter. This trailer, like confidential notice from Greenville Police Department personnel only, very analog horror. Miss I'm assuming Michaela. That's the only person you think. Final quarter moments. Oh no, it's probably Sable. Probably Sable. Subject disappears through a door absent from the building. This is our map. They randomly at midnight, they were just like, hey, here's a live stream. Projector 01. And it was just the main, like, from up here, watching the movie. It was weird. But I think it was Dweet who said, this gives off major VHS vibes. Video Horror Society, that failed game. That's what it gives off. And yeah, kinda. I was excited for that game, but it died before it could ever get to, like, console. Okay. Also, I love all of this. I love all of this, right? Because this is live action, yes? Unless this is, like, really good in-game. Flip phone does not have a fucking light like that. I had a flip phone once. It doesn't have that. Hold on. Just flip phone up. Boom. Light source. Like, this found footage analog horror shit is my shit. Like, I love it. It's some of the scariest shit. All Things Wicked is a great title. This dude is crazy. This is my new main. Fantastic. So freaking good. March 12th. In 20-something days, 2 weeks. How does time work? Boom, right there. So about 4 weeks. It's gonna be good. We're on Spooky's channel, just so you know. Shout out to the homeboy. One of the goats. I love everything about this, man. I love everything about this. Look at this. Yeah, it's so weird. The only thing I'm sad about is, like, I said it on Twitter that this is the closest we're gonna get to John Carpenter's The Thing. There's the Moonstone Cafe that I mentioned. I think it's that right there. They said statue, which is weird, but I think, like, on that wall it is. I just dig this. Like, I dig this chapter, man. I really dig this. What are the movies? Heritage America Presents. That's the Michaela's set. Woken Up, The Sinking Ones, Rotten Woods. That what do you want me to call that? His proboscis? His prolapsed proboscis? Sure, that's what I'll call it. The only thing gameplay-wise is, like, that's a little weird of an arc. It's very short distance. He gets an add-on that I believe increases the distance. But, like, you'll see it eventually when he finds somebody. It's like, you can't directly hit them. It's not like clown bottles, where you can't directly hit them with the projectile. You have to arc it past that, like, you have to hit them like that. You can't just hit them directly. The the one thing in the thing saying, like, oh yeah, if you hit them directly with it, I guess they become hindered. That just bounced right back in his face. I think that's what they maybe mean, because I don't think it's, hey, by the way, it can't, no, spooky. Dead for ice cream. That's amazing. All these posters, I'm gonna, like, day one, I'm gonna jump into this map on a custom game, look around. I can't wait for the achievement that's complete that fucking generator, because every map has to have one of those, right? Complete this generator in main building and escape. Definitely gonna be there. Is it weird that, like, now I'm just like, okay, what are the achievements gonna be? It's gonna be hit somebody and down them with your proboscis launcher. Yeah, he hit them, and they kind of got slowed, I guess? I don't know, it's very weird. I hope they change it so, look, he shat out a fucking clone. Look at him. Look at him. There he goes. It's very weird. Teleport, it's not as good as Dredge, but it's Dredge-like. That's all you can ask for. I'm excited for this. I wonder, like, what changes they'll make from PTB to live, because they always do. They always kind of tune things. I hope Sable's perks get better. I love the arcade. It's very, he says it in this video, it's very Stranger Things looking. It is. It is. It's very Stranger Things. Boinkus? What the fuck that hit off of, by the way? I think he hits the pallet, but it doesn't detonate? Yeah, he hits off the pallet and just goes boing? Why? That's weird. So it's some stuff like that that I'm hoping they kind of iron out. A lot of people have already been making suggestions I've seen on the twits, saying, like, yeah, there should be, like, it should explode if it hits them directly, because that's a more satisfying way to play. Like, yeah, the bounce effect can play at loops and stuff, and, like, distance stuff like that. That's great. But it should explode, and because then you don't really have a power. That double tile, what the fuck is that tile? Double pallets, not the safest. Like, okay, that aura around there is him shitting out another clone. I think you get a certain number of clones. That person just got broken because they did the ritual. Like, I'm excited to see how they tune some things. I hope Sable's perks get touched. That's how he's supposed to play him, I think. Right? You shoot your proboscis. You don't shoot the proboscis shoots something for you. I don't even know if I'm using that word correctly, by the way. But, like, that's how you kind of gotta play him, and it's like, I'm used to playing clown. You hit them in the back of the skull with the bottle. It does the same thing as if they're just walking into the mist. I kind of want to see that light with this boy. Also, why the axe? Am I missing something? I saw all the lore multiple times, watched all the videos on it, because, again, it is very much analog horror, and again, I'm into that stuff. It's some of the scariest horror around. If you're into, like, you're looking for scary horror stuff, go watch Greylock. That is one of the most terrifying horror things I've seen in quite some time. Like, go watch Greylock. It's super good. Super good. And obviously Mandela Effect. Mandela Catalog, which I just got Mandela affected by. But yeah, I like the map. I like the way it looks. It is like, oh man, it's so drab. There's a flying car. Like, it's so like, okay, it's drab, but then you get that neon beacon. Oh, so good. I hope we revisit this location for another map. I was kind of hoping like they'd have the diner and then it would be full circle for me, like I said in the beginning. I really dig everything about this chapter. It's been a very long time since, like, yes, the map, the survivor, the killer, the aesthetic of everything, the teasers, it all hits. It's all 10 out of 10 banger after banger. It's been a very, very long time for that. The perks, again, his perks are like from C-. That was a good shot. C- to like B. Like, that's what we'll say. Her perks are just straight up D tier. I don't think any of them are good. It's gonna be a real pain in the ass to get. It's gonna be another Alan Wake situation trying to get the Adept achievement for her. Because with Alan, his perks didn't do jack shit. But at least with Sable, she had also very weird calling somebody else Sable, growing up a wrestling fan. If you know, you know Mrs. Brock Lesnar. I believe I can I still say his name and not be like, oh man, we can't say his name because of some of the stuff? I'm not saying the other guy's name. So maybe in the clear. But yeah, Sable. Like, it's very weird growing up a wrestling fan in the born in the 90s and remembering like that time of wrestling and Sable and Mark Marrow and all that shit and being like, hey, yo, this new chick is called Sable. Very weird. Yoink. So, I forgot the tangent. Oh yeah, she gets, she's not quite like Alan Wake. She actually has survivability in her perks. Her perks? Oh my god, her perks. Guys. The beninging. I've been watching a lot of Djibouti dubs, man. A lot of Djibouti streams. Anyway. Off the rails. Marbles still spilt on the floor, man. Yeah, she at least has a survivability perk where she can go into the basement and heal. Again, everybody's gonna be running Territorial Imperative day 1 through day probably 14, 15, 16. It's gonna be quite a while where people are running that stuff, so I don't know how good that's gonna be. Yeah, I'm really excited for this. Everything looks great. Oh, this is the statue. That's the statue, I'm willing to bet. This one right here. Next to this one, or, oh god, the achievement's either gonna be, no, it's gonna be fix it in the theater, not the square. Who knows, though? Who knows? He's also got pretty good mobility that he cannot control, right? He can teleport really fast, faster than Dredge can teleport, and it's really good. Proboscis. Like, it's really, really good teleport, but he doesn't control where he teleports to. So you can kind of time it. You see it creeping up on the sides. You can see that shit. One last thing. Do we get the? Yeah, we do get the Mori. Yeah. Like, it's a really good Mori. Look at that. So creepy. Boom. There's the title card of the video. And then his back opens up, and then he tentacle fucks your brain, and then he awakens. Got like a little pot belly there. Really fucked up. Really fucked up. I love it. Oh, when you teleport, you leave a hallucination? Oh, weird. I gotta learn how to read. That'll be fun. That'll be a fun time to learn how to read, man. Yeah, the last thing I'll say is I hope they go all out with like some real gruesome shit for his cosmetics, right? We're obviously gonna get a Legion scenario where we're gonna get dudes and ladies cosmetics for them, because again they have both layered vocals, like they're layered on top of each other to make a weird vocal type of thing. A male and a female. So hopefully We got some gruesome stuff. That's what I want, right? We're going with a body horror thing here. Like, more than Blight, more than Dredge. That's some cool looking grass. Like, he's a twisted, malformed thing of unknown origin. Remember, they're doing the lore, the rift, and that stuff. The archives. What the fuck is it? It's the rift. Yeah, it's the rift. Tomes. That's it. That's it. They're getting the next tome. Both of... Oh, God. What am I looking at? They're getting the next tome. That's how they're doing it now, where the newest OCs are getting their own their backstory in the next tome. So they're gonna... God, look at him run. Look at that beautiful... Oh, God. Look at my boy. So they're gonna get some crazy stuff. Hopefully they get some crazy stuff. But yeah, I dig it. I dig all of it. Again, it's very close to home in like the creepy cryptid sense of living in upstate New York, surrounded by fucking woods. I dig it, man. I dig it. This also means now I have to go back on that blood point grind. So guess what videos are coming up next? It's gonna be grinding for blood points while also achievement hunting, because that's so dumb. That is so dumb. Why does it bounce? Why does it bounce? It should just explode on impact. Yeah, because the tome currently, the Rift, has challenges for Billy, and I gotta chainsaw people conveniently, so that kind of matches up. So we're gonna do a lot of blood point farming over the next like 3-4 weeks to get 2 mil blood points, million for him and 1 million for her. And then, yeah, I don't know if they said the next update they're gonna be including the quality of life to the blood web. It's for this. I believe it's for this. It's for this chapter. And of course, you know, day 1 of release will be going for both add-up achievements. So that is something to look forward to. But for now, I want to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this, if you're excited for this chapter, hook the like button, more subscribe button, bing bong that bell, and until next time, I will see you in the fog. Luck.